Should government increase this type of regulation? Do you think it's good? No. To increase the tax of sugar and alcohol, the minimum price of alcohol. Do you think it's a good idea or bad idea? Okay, I said. In the health side, in the health perspective, right? But if you think that for the economic, for the business, for the economic, do you think it's good? Yeah, it needs to. But yeah, of course, it's gonna be impact the cost, right? But actually, this is makes the business maybe find another way to, for example, try to find a cheaper and healthier material, right? Maybe the sugar, maybe for I don't know. And then you just add, but I don't know. There's sugar is not really good anyhow. But for the alcohol, maybe they try to diverse their business. For example, if their alcohol is not really good, maybe they will try to find another business to diverse their business. Also good. Okay, thank you. By the way, I said to last week I only put your score because you last week you answered the question and I forget to give you a score in it. Yeah. Actually, Hinata reminded me when we met. Sorry about that. Okay. So that's the thing. So actually, every decision you have there is a good side and negative side. Okay, so that just makes sense. Okay, we continue. Okay, now there's some question. So I would like you to determine whether this example belongs to economic, legal, social, or political environment. So, for example, a technology company decide to lower the price of its product during a downturn because people are spending less money. So this is become economic, legal, social, or political. Anyone? This one first, Ram, and then you keep for the others. One first. Why? Recession. Okay, this is about the downturn about the recession. So this is about the economic situation that create effect. Number two, a global social media platform update its privacy policies. Hinata. Legal, of course, because it's about the. Okay, I think that because of the. I just know, I don't know. What kind of privacy regulation in Japan? I know that in Japan you cannot, if you take a picture, there is a sound, right? Yeah. So the phone, I know that if your phone you buy a phone in Japan, if you take a picture, there's always sound there's sound that you're taking pictures. So this is also privacy. So you can limit how to say stealing people or candid camera or something. This one. This is good things. This is another privacy policy, and then they also affect business. So every how to say mobile phone manufacturer in Japan, they need to comply with the privacy. Okay, good. A fashion brand start using recycled material for its product because more customers are asking for eco-friendly. Leah, you want to try? Number three. Which one? Economy, legal, social, political? Sure. A fashion brand start using recycled materials for its product because more customers are asking for eco-friendly option. Right. And then why? Because the demand. Yeah, the demand from the customer. They're asking for eco-friendly options. So this is about the social demand. And on some of the product, they are trying to I know some product is about the environment friendly, and there yes a lot of social demand right now. For example, gender friendly for some product there's no you cannot determine like an all sex product. So it's mean that the clothes is not for also for girls and for men. This is one. Number four, a car manufacturer faces higher cost due to new tariff. You want to try? Yes. Yes, because tariff. Yeah. And tariff is usually decided by the president or the government. Okay, good. I suppose and then the other is SSM, right? Okay. So this is the legal, economic, political, social, and also legal. 36, right? From is 37, right? Yep. 38 is Leia and Vinata 56. I remember. Okay, so this now we are talking about claims. So this is claims in the environment organization. There is some person that would like to claim. Claim is like a complaint about something. So if there is a customer or society, they would like to give you some complaint. So what you need to do is first you need to gather some information. Identify and monitoring environmental influences, which is your customer, either through formal committees or designated roles like a press officer. Okay, so you need to gather some information. What kind of things they complain about? Is this really important or just like they just like a nonsense complaint? And then you need to process. After you gather some information about from the complainant or the claimant, the second one is you need to process. You need to process the information. So review the information, often through committees or personal work and report as needed. For example, when committee reviews customer complaint and prepares a report about the main problem. Okay, so you need to review whether the complaint is like really a big matter and it impacts society, the large society, or mass impact, have a big impact, or just like a nonsense complaint. Finally, after you gather the data and then you process the data, you need to make decision. So decision can be made at various levels depending on the complexity. Routine decisions follow existing policies, while more complex issues are escalated to higher level, eventually reaching the board for top-level decision. Okay, for example, manager decide to improve the product design based on the report. If the problem is serious, the board of directors make the final decision. So, decision making needs to be done. So, and decision, of course, can be made at various levels depending on the complexity. Usually, the strategic decision, important decision made by top managerial. But if the just like quick action, the lower level can make some decision. Okay. Now we are talking about claim. Claim is like a process that you would like to complain. Now, of course, complaint need complainant or claimant. So, complainant is like the person that give a complaint, or a person that how do you say it? Not agree with something, okay? And they would like to declare. So, claimant and complainant are same. So, but in this book, from the book, they prefer using claimant. So they would like to claim something. They would like to ask something. Okay, so the claimant, the success of an organization often depends on how well it understands and responds to the various claims made on it. So organization exists to achieve specific goals, but they must do so in an environment filled with challenges. Many organizations have failed because they focus too much on their own activities and ignore the impact they have on their surrounding. Okay? So this is claimant. So what is claimant? A claimant is just like a complainant. So a claimant is any individual, firms, or institution that makes or could make a legitimate demand. Legitimate demand is like asking some things like they think that is important for themselves, okay, on the organization. Ignore these claims or ignore this complaint could be illegal. If you just complain and then they ignore you, it's gonna be illegal. morally wrong or simply unwise. So just however, complaint must listen to the complaint and then review it and then make a decision, because sometimes, of course, complaint sometimes it doesn't make any sense. Okay. So claimant is any individual, firms, or institution that makes or could make a legitimate demand on the organization. For example, this is the Mark Zuckerberg. So on November 9, 2011, the Federal Trade Commission subjected Facebook to stricter privacy oversight after finding that the company arbitrarily made private information public without notice, failed to limit data sharing with apps even when user activated restrictive settings. So in this case, who is the claimant? Who is the claimant? The claimant is Mark Zuckerberg, right? Because this is the person who complained. So claimant is the person who would like to ask something. Hey, it's not the Mark Zuckerberg. It's not the Mark Zuckerberg. So the complainant is the person that the data privacy sold to the another party. So the complainant is the claimant is the person that the victim. So the victim is the person that their account, Facebook account, used by Mark Zuckerberg. Of course, the person complained to Mark, and then Mark getting how do you say it? Called by the Federal Trade Commission. Okay, so the claimant is not Mark. The claimant is the person that have their account being used inappropriately. Company number two. Example number two. A company plans to build a new factory in a small town. The local community may raise concern about increased traffic, pollution, and noise because they would like to build a new factory. The company must address this concern by possibly adjusting its plans or providing community benefits, such as improved infrastructure or environmental protection, to gain local support and avoid conflict. So who is the claimant here? Who is the claimant? Yes, there's the
local community.
why? Because what they ask,
Because they are the ones raising the concern.
Mhm.
The increased traffic, pollution, and
Yeah, they just try to may raise concern about traffic, pollution, and noise, and then they would like to complain to or claim to the company. Okay, next one. Employee at large retail company demand better working condition and unfair wages. If the company ignores them, it risks legal action, low moral, and even strikes, which could harm its reputation and operation. And then who is the claimant? Who is the claimant for this one? Employee is correct. This is employee. Why? Because because they would like to ask about. Yeah, they would like to improve or better their working condition. Maybe the working condition, for example, have you ever worked like in the office that there's no aircon? That is so especially for summer, it's very torturing. Or maybe some of the company they have a central air conditioning like this one central, so you cannot adjust because they have a several spot and it's too cold. It is also make a problem. Okay. Okay. Wait, no, before I forget. So, you're Tabiso, right? Sorry, and also. So this claimant is someone that would like to claim something. They would like to ask you some concern. They raise a concern or raise some issue. Okay, so this is very common in the society. So there is some claimant table. So the book gives us the claimant table. So claimant table is like what kind of thing that they usually complain. For example, supplier. Supplier is person that supply material or products to the company. Okay, so supplier can also complain. Not only consumer or owner that can complain. Every people can complain. or give or claim something. For example, supplier. So supplier claims to be considered as accredited supplier, or claim to be paid in the agreed manner. So if your company how do you say ask how to give need to pay every end of the month, in the end of the month, so you need to pay, otherwise your supplier gonna be complained. It's not good, okay? Or claim by supplier of professional services to be treated in professional manner. So it is also can be raised, a complaint that can be raised by supplier. Next one, for example, customer. Of course, customer can complain anything, right? For example, price too expensive, or shipping delivery, or how do you say it, service, and then for example, some product quality, create technical information. So customer have a lot of things to be complained because we pay, and that this very makes sense. They say the customer is the key, okay? Employee, also employee have a lot of complaints, right? They claim to self-respect, pay on time, satisfactorily work, and then how do you say it? A lot of the contract or service. So if you're working and then in the contract say that you need to work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So this is you need to follow the contract, otherwise you can complain. And claim to participate in management if you're been always been ignored, so this you can complain. Okay, so this is about the some of the nature of the claim. This is usually employee concern about these things. Okay, local community. There's a lot of also a lot of nature of complaints. So claim for improper environmental, claim for nuisance for parking, claim for amenities of social, like what the example they would like to. There's a company would like to build some factory. Of course, they would like to complain. Okay. Okay. Now it's 10:30. Let's have first hour attendance check first. Now it's 10:30. So for the IB first. So for IB student, please. This is for IB student. So this is for IB student. Please scan the QR code if you're IB student. Okay. Make sure that you scan successfully. This is for IB student. Anyone from IB cannot scan the QR code? Please raise your hand if you're from IB and you cannot scan. Oh, no, you can scan. This one IB, okay? You can scan. Okay, anyone can maybe cannot scan for IB. If you're IB student cannot scan, please raise your hand. All good? IB student, all good? Okay. IB student, all good. Make sure you scan, okay? If you can scan, please raise your hand. We move to SSM. Okay? Okay, so if you're an SSM student, please scan the QR code. Okay, if you're an SSM student, please scan the QR code. Make sure you scan successfully. This is for SSM student, Smart Service Management student. student, all good? Anyone cannot scan QR code? SSM student, please raise your hand. Anyone from SSM? SSM student? If you cannot, please also check by yourself because this is your responsibility. So don't in the end, don't complain to me like why my attendance. You are the one that scanned. Okay, make sure they scan successfully. You all good? Sounds not good. Okay. Assessing the impact of claimant. So once an organization is identified as its claimant, it needs to evaluate the impact of their demands. Management must estimate the time and money required to address these claims and how meeting them could benefit the organization. For example, assessing the impact of claimant to make a good employee relations. Okay, investing in a positive work environment can prevent dispute, can prevent some argument or conflict, saving money in the long run. Okay. If you also take care of your complainants, they also give a benefit to your employee because offering perks can reduce turnover and training costs. Bring customer satisfaction and have a good relations with the community. So supporting the local community can also improve relation or goodwill and lead to benefit like better infrastructure. So like maybe like some of if you have a good relationship with if your company have a good relationship with the society or their neighborhood, if they have any problem, you can ask them for help. Okay. However, not all claims are reasonable. Some of the claims are not make any sense, ridiculous. Some demands may be excessive or take advantage of the organization. In such cases, the organization might need to push back, use publicity, or seek government support to reach a fair outcome. So if you think that the complaint does not really make sense and you cannot handle by yourself, you can ask someone to help you to mediate or to solve this problem, maybe from another party or from the government. The organization must balance responding to claims with its original goals, as giving in to every demand could be detrimental to its overall mission. I have a video, some of the not reasonable claim. I think it's short video.
This is totally unacceptable. My internet hasn't been working for 5 minutes. 5 whole minutes! Can you imagine how much I have to go through? 5 minutes into no internet, no Facebook, no Instagram.
God help me. Hi sir, I understand your frustrations and I apologize for any inconvenience caused. We'll work as promptly as possible to resolve this matter. I can assure you that.
I'm going to sue you. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sue you. Yeah, I'm suing you.
What's wrong?
So some people they just like they complain about just the internet has a problem or 5 minutes, and then they would like to complain to the internet provider, and then they say that they have a internet late or 5 minutes cannot access internet, but they say the operators or the customer service say that okay, I would like to doing my best to solve this problem. Please wait a moment. And then some of the customer not they disagree and they just like directly sue the telecom the internet provider. I don't think this is correct because somehow this is some in the situation you need to make a deal. Okay, so somehow it doesn't make any sense this kind of complaint. Okay. Some unreasonable claimant can be problem because, for example, when some claimant make a demand that are excessive, manipulative, or misaligned with the organization mission, it can lead to several risks. They have a risk. For example, you cannot be resource your drain. You resource your drain your energy. Large or repeated demands can consume time, money, and management attention. You just pay attention to this issue, but actually it's not issue. And if the organization spend too much effort satisfying every claimant, it may divert resources from its core mission. So you cannot make everyone happy. If you are just notice that if you become a boss or if you become a leader someday, you cannot make everyone happy because some of your decision maybe will make some people happy and make another not happy. That is very, very acceptable. Okay, so just if you think that this is good things, just go ahead. Precedence risk is an organization consistently yields to unreasonable demand. It might encourage more such demand in the future. If you just like, I would like to complete this one, and then it's solved. Another in the future, you would like to also give similar, unreasonable, and doesn't make any sense complaint, and you might think that you can be solved. Okay? This make claimant more likely to push or inflating their expectation. Okay? I think that I have my professor, my advisor when I studied before, they told me that in the Costco, you know Costco, right? Taiwan has a Costco, right? And Costco, you have, if you would like to buy something, you have a member card, Costco. But the good thing about Costco is, you can return your product, even though, for example, I buy like a drink and then I drink it like this half, and then you can return it to the Costco. This is what based on my professor said. My professor said to me that this kind of regulation actually doesn't make any sense, but they are accept this one. So a lot of people use this regulation to complain. For example, they complain, oh, this one is they buy the how do you say it? Clothes, for example, use it for go to the party, and you don't like the color. You go back to the Costco, and the next week after the party finishes, and then you would like to change another thing, or you would like to refine. So this is also not make sense complaint. So somehow you need to be careful to analyze what kind of complaints. Okay? So also can damage your reputation and your legitimacy. So mishandling claimants or complainants, especially public ones, can lead to negative publicity. If pushed back poorly, the organization may seem indifferent, unaccountable, or adversarial, leading to public relation damage. So if you don't take care, like a lot of people complain, but no one responds. I think this is also done. It's not good. So it can damage the reputation of your company. To better understanding which claimant deserve priority and which are reasonable, you need to assess into three attributes, three factors: power, legitimacy, and urgency. So if the claimant's capacity if the complaint is really have a big impact, have a big power to the company, you need to take care. Okay? If give so much impact to your company, if your complaint is have a damage your reputation, you need to take care of it. You need to take legitimacy, how valid or justified their claim is in the eyes of organization or society. If only 10% people complain, that's 10% of the company, 10% of the customer complain about it, maybe they're not really important. But if like more than 50% complains about the same things, this is maybe valid. This is maybe need to be take care. Okay, that need to be paid attention, because a lot of people say the same things. And urgency. So if they complain about something important or urgent things, you need to take immediate action. For example, if you produce some product, food product, and a lot of people get poisoned, this is urgent. because a lot of people are gonna be die and you're gonna be issued to the. So this is need to take action because it's very important and urgent. Okay. So based on these three: power, legitimacy, and urgency, not all complaints should be treated equally. So you cannot treat every complaint equally. You need to see how big impact, how they are valid or invalid, or their urgency. Okay, so this is the most important thing. Not every complaint need to be treated equally and need to be too much focus. Please see these three aspects: power, legitimacy, valid or invalid, or urgency. Okay, so if you think that the big impact or valid or they're very urgent, you need to take care. Okay, any question? This one, come to this one. Okay, so I will finish one. So for the class activity, I would like you to choose one of these following article. There's article number 1, article number 2, and article number 3. Okay. So article number 1 is about how Twitter, before that is now is X. So Twitter has failed to pay millions in worker bonuses and lawsuit claims. So the employee, they are have a complaint because the Twitter did not pay their bonus, and then they report to the law. Okay. So this is the first problem. So you need to read this one first. You can do it in the group. Okay. Second one is about. Wait a minute. Okay. So XX UK trader sues Deutsche Bank for 3.3 mil ML and over unpaid bonus. So they also have like the worker UK trader. They sue the bank for the unpaid bonus. I think this is also from the worker perspective. And the third. This one is pretty much, how do you say, unique because there is a man, they would like to shave, and they use a razor. You know, razor is a company for shaving the mustache or beard. Man successfully sues razor company for $6,000 after cutting himself shaving. So because of they think that the blade of the razor is not really good, and then they have a problem. So this man successfully sued a razor because they used for shaving, and then they hurt because of this one. So they're bleeding, and then because of the razor, and then they sue, and then they report complaint to the razor, and then they got the money and the wig. Okay, so please choose one from these three articles and answer the question in the third class. Okay, let me check. So there is two questions. Based on article, when, why, a person or group may claim against a company, or based on the article, you choose how can the way company handles this claim, how the company should handle this kind of complaint. Okay, and for the okay, so this is for the IP. So you can start to discuss or you start to do the class activity. Okay. Next week, I would like to invite another guest speaker for. Okay. So next week, right? Next week, I have invited a guest speaker, and he's a professional. And he will share his experience that run the business. I think that he has several business in Taiwan, One of them is like he's part in the factory for medicine, pharmacy. And the other one is they have also cram school here in Taiwan. So next week I would like to invite a guest speaker to our class, so to share how the managerial process done by the professional, real professional. You can learn a lot from him. Okay? So this is the class activity. Today class activity. Please, if you have any question, please you can raise your hand and ask me. Okay? Choose one article, not all. Just choose one and answer 2 questions. In the third hour, we will discuss. Okay?